Hello, and welcome to Austin Miller's Postcovers Podcast, Ep.6, with Tiderays.
Hi, I'm Eddie and I'm playing a band called Tiderays.
Hi, I'm Trevor and I play in Eddie's band called Tiderays.
When I let him.
When you let him. Nice one. So this first part is what, why, when, and where. So it's what do you write about, why do you write, when do you write, and where do you write?
Cool. Take it from there and just run away with it.
Yeah, run away with it. Take it and run.
Right. This could be a long run because I'm a bit overweight. I would say what I write about is generally relevant to the time of how I'm feeling at that moment, but also flavours of or accents of other things in the past that can creep into that song as well sometimes. But generally what I write about is just general what's going on.
And not all your songs about me?
No.
Not all of them, some of them?
Only the hatred ones.
Oh, okay.
Only the ones that we don't play.
Okay.
Those ones are kind of like the kind that sound like Slayer and kind of Slipknot, sort of death metal.
The B-sides about me.
See, this is what I was talking about, Austin. We're going to get sidetracked every 2 minutes. Bad kid in the classroom. We can't have a normal conversation about music here. Anyway, this is the thing. So I generally write about everyday life sort of thing and things that happen in my life. So that's pretty much it.
So that's the what. I suppose the next one is why.
Why do you
feel
the release? It's the release that I get from it. It's fantastic.
Cathartic.
It's cathartic, yeah.
Yeah.
But also it's
cheaper therapy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not American. We don't have our own therapists. I guess it's just also a great way, being creative and being able to make music with a group of people who also need a release. I think all musicians kind of need it for their own reasons, and for my reason, I write because it's a story that can be turned into art, and it's basically something really horrible and miserable that can be turned into something quite beautiful, and that's what I love about it. Like taking something disgustingly horrible, if you listen to the lyrics, sometimes it can be dark, or sometimes it can be a bit sad, or a bit angry, or even conviction. There's a bit of conviction, but then it turns into something beautiful with the melody, and then the band come in. That's what I like about it. Turning something horrible into something beautiful, basically.
Yeah, I think that's for most 90% of the people that I speak to about that write songs and do this similar things that we do, that's why they do it, you know.
Taking the darkest parts of your life and putting it into something that makes you feel better, so it's good.
Yeah.
Actually,
I remember coming off the stage. It was a couple of years ago now at the Hug and Pint. We had our first headline gig. It was totally packed out, and I came off the stage.
Let's see somebody else.
I think what Trev's saying was, were you supporting Tiderays or something?
It wasn't. I don't think we knew you guys at this point. I was like, oh, I've heard that band Tiderays. No. And I go, we'll never get to that point. And no, what happened was came off stage and I was like, all that crap that went in, all the stuff that happened that made me write those songs, and in some kind of weird kind of masochistic way, I was kind of worth it because it was a really positive, and everyone there enjoyed it, and I could just see everyone having such a great time, and you're like, God, if people knew some of the subject matter behind these songs, it's
surely
I know, so it's not like a
you guys write your songs, so surely I'm not really involved in lyrics and things like that, but surely you're bearing your you're bearing your soul to people you don't know. You're kind of you're giving away your darkest secrets to people that you've never met. That must be it.
But kind of like what you said, it's therapy. But I think also the thing is the creative side of it is sometimes you can write the song and put it into metaphors, or you can hide a lot of it, you can mask it. But also sometimes I used to just, I think like when I was younger growing up and when I was playing music in the music scene, Snow Patrol were going around before they got big, and I went and saw them at like QMU when they released the Final Straw album. And I was sitting next to Gary Lightbody watching Eugene Kelly. It was a phenomenal gig, and it was a great time around the music scene in Glasgow when I first started playing music and as acoustic writer. And I remember then thinking, God, Gary Lightbody. Well, I mean, before him, Morrissey did it, but Gary Lightbody, he made it okay to be emotional, and he made it okay to write about songs, like to write about things that are very personal, like a partner's dad, and like he brought up things in lyrics that showed his vulnerabilities. I thought, and he made it cool, like the way that Morrissey made being depressed cool. All these depressed kids of that era, Morrissey made it cool and made it. Did he make
it cool, or did he just make it, or okay, or to kind of try and remove the stigma?
The thing was, see, that was in my opinion, it was okay.
He made it for you. He made it cool for you.
It was okay not to be okay, but no, not for me. No, not for me. For a lot of people, because with these things come trends, and I don't like to. I won't go too deep into that psychology of things, but yeah, I think people did take a lot from that. You can be addicted to feeling.
You can.
Batman, and you can let it can grow legs and arms, and it can go fucking running.
I've noticed that. Have you not noticed that during this period that we're in now, that there's on the TV? I know we're going through a difficult time, a very difficult time, and it is a serious and somber occasion that we're going through. Do you not think when you watch the TV, the amount of grief porn that's on the TV, everything about somebody grieving about something? Every TV show, every documentary, it doesn't seem to be any joy involved in any of them. It doesn't seem to be. Yeah. They always seem to be. I don't know. I watched something about a footballer just the other week. I watched something about a footballer lost his wife a few years ago. He's since got a new wife, and they were crying about how difficult it is to raise kids that are not your own. And I'm like, hold up. Just because you're rich, it doesn't mean you're not allowed to have feelings and things like that. I'm not saying that, but surely scheduling these things during these times, why are they not trying to schedule something that's a little bit more upbeat? I mean, yourself. I mean, you guys write quite. I wouldn't go as fast as say depressive songs, but you write quite not even bleak, but I think they hark back to a time where a period in your life that you weren't happy. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah.
So, if in yourself you're going through a period where you're not happy, why would you listen to a song which is about somebody?
It's a very good question, and it's something that I've actually thought about.
It's a good question, but it was a long way to get to it, man. I was fucking knackered.
The question was great, but it's the preamble, man. Preamble.
Jesus, we weren't a fucking football player for fucking 5 minutes there.
But it's relevant. Yeah, no, it's relevant because there was a period. Everyone's on a bit of a downer at the moment. So why is the broadcasters broadcasting? Yeah. And so again, so it goes with music. If I'm not in a good place, I'm not going to listen to Bon Iver.
It's true.
You get stuck in that. Yeah. I've done it for a long time. I did it for a long time. I suppose with Frightened Rabbit, I did it with.
I'm not going to listen if I'm in a bad place.
But the thing is, so you don't realise, because when you're in the place and you're listening,
true.
You don't know. You're mental.
It's like a vicious circle. It's like you're it's like a loop. It's like a loophole. It's like you're in this like loop. You can't. I did it with when I was like 16, 17. Like, I did it with like 9 Inch Nails. that was my like, and then again with the Frightened Rabbit as well.
Yeah.
And at the time, it is cathartic to listen to because you're like, oh, someone who feels the same as I do.
I suppose it can be helpful because you know that somebody else is feeling the same and somebody else is possibly going through the same sort of thing. I do get you. I get
There was a band. I mean, when I went through quite a harsh breakup, my first breakup, and there was an album that literally, for me, in my mind at that time, saved my life. It helped me get through it, and it was one of the saddest albums. But I just now, I mean, I still listen to it, but I don't listen to it even that way anymore because I'm not in that mindset. But at the time, man, and for a long time, I listened to it in a different way. I perceived things differently, and I took it all in a different way. You know.
Yeah. You do end up. I think it's important to understand as well. I think with songwriting, a lot of songwriters, there's a certain kind of aspect of the personality which it's very introspective, and I think you have to understand. Well, for me recently, you have to understand why you write songs and why you're doing it. You know, and it's like and understand your own psychology a bit. You know, I mean, for everyone, that's a really good thing to be able to do. Understand like, between you could get really philosophical about this, but you could talk about like yourself and your emotions and your mind.
The main reason I do it is because I love it. And that's it, man. Like the be all and end all. I do it. I write songs when I'm happy. Sometimes I write them but mostly I write songs about my hardest time. So it's there as a relief, and it's there as a backup and a help, and I need it sometimes. But over this last few weeks, I've been writing wacky stuff. Some fun, weird, wacky that I would never usually touch because
is that reflective of your mindset though at the moment?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Because you're kind of in a bit of a flux at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, one of the songs I'm writing about is like about people who are always telling other people to be kind, that be kind thing, and then they're on the internet trolling people, and that's one of the songs I'm writing about at the moment. And it's we know many people like this, but you also see it all the time, and I'm writing about that, and it's quite funny, but it's not funny. It's like it's laughing at something that's just disgusting. Do you know what I mean? But also putting your finger up to it and saying,
"Aye, right.
Don't practice what you preach." You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know we're here about you. The singer-songwriter in the Counting Crows, Adam Duritz, he said years ago, he said that I could never. If I was ever in a happy, stable relationship, I'd never write a song again. Because it's probably similar to Eddie, actually, to be honest. Wow.
And it's like it's finding what, because for me, this now it's I've got no lyrically. I write about if I'm going through a hard time or been through recently a hard time, I'll find it easy to write, or I'll write lyrics because I know what the subject matter is, because I feel like I need to talk about it. But for music, like I could be feeling good, I could have a melody. Like I'll write songs without words. Like I have the melodies and I'll have like I know how I want it to sound like syllabically. I know how the music should sound, but then it's just finding the subject matter to put in that. And I'll have bits and pieces. I'm sure you're the same. You'll have bits and pieces like words and little lines that you'll have that you like, but you don't have a subject matter.
Sometimes those can be the best, can become the best songs because sometimes as you like. The relevance to what's happening with you. I really love a song that's relevant to the creator of the song, because if you can get in touch with it and you can feel what they're talking about. But sometimes what people who want to hear general music or like just that just pop stuff.
Yeah, Radio 1 listeners.
Yeah, they want to hear that generic. Radio 1.
I'm not criticising them. Some people just want to hear
generic.
Cardi B talk. How thick her backside is. So it's fine.
People who want to hear that generic music, the best thing for that is those things where you just take lines out of books, out of films, and you just smash it all together and come up with something. Yeah. See what happens. I mean, sometimes
I've written songs like that as well. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what was our song? Our song was Blabbermouth. Blabbermouth was our song that done that. It started off as a riff, and it started off, and I'm just like, I started saying, "You try hard not to."
You were just chucking everything out, weren't you?
And that's exactly how it started. And so we kept that bit, but the rest of it became, we'll just add in parts of each song that we spoke about, and then we'll just throw it all together, and it just became.
Blabbermouth started as a bit of a bass riff and a drum pattern, didn't it?
It came off with the band, like Trev says, we were just
jamming,
yeah. And that was a good song. For me, it came out as one of the better songs. It's not about anything of any sort of too much relevance, but
it's probably the only song that you've written that doesn't have a theme or a meaning.
Well, it doesn't, and it does. What I've done is I've just took wee bits of every song, and it's almost lazy, but it works. So the influence for that was all of our other songs, because I couldn't think of anything else at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't inspired by anything else, but yeah, I think musically it was cool. We just jammed.
It is different musically to anything we've done before.
Yeah,
it's a lot poppier than anything we've ever done before.
Yeah,
not a bad thing.
No, that's a good thing. I think a lot of bands or a lot of people, like, it's like, if you say pop, it's like a bad word. You know, if something's pop, and you go, oh, it's not pop. Yeah, exactly. It's popular. Like, it's got that's the problem. A lot of and a lot of composers now and songwriters and things they're kind of straying away from like nice melodies, nice tunes, and because it's too it's more applies to classical music. But you'll get a lot of what I find anyway, get a lot of composers writing these pieces that are just like noise. You know, and there's which has its purpose. Like, it works well, and like for example, it works. We're given context in like horror movies and things like that. I mean, it has its place, but I think to sit and like listen to it, and people do like it. You know, it's not just. I'm not speaking for everyone, but it just for the majority of like the kind of the general public, for example, not going to sit and listen to like a Stockhausen like weird electronic like twisty turning dials. People like listening to
easy stuff they could just listen to 5 times and then pick up the melody, and that's them.
But the thing is, the classical music with melody is fantastic. I mean, I'm in agreement with that. But there's one of my favourite songs is "The Lily and the Rose." I don't know if you'll know, built by Bob Shilpo.
That's bad. I don't know that.
It's worth a listen. Give it a listen. But it's the melodies that just make the song. They make you cry.
Thing is, that I'm not a music snob. A good song's a good song. You know, despite regardless of the genre, they're good. I mean, you'll do well to turn on Radio 1 and hear us and play a song that I like. Yeah. But every now and again, there'll be one in there that you go, "Oh wow, that's
I
tell you, the new. See that
Dua Lipa one.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. I was literally going to say that.
A couple of years ago. What was it? Three rules.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's a great pop song. That's a great piece of pop music.
But to be honest with you, for pop musicians, the females do it the best. I think you've got Dua Lipa, but you've also got, before you had what was her name, man? You killed me, you know.
Who was that girl that you were really into a few years ago?
I used to do a cover, man.
No, we saw her in Glasgow. We saw her at the Stag and Dagger.
Flo Morrissey.
No, not Flo Morrissey. She's more electro pop. We played.
B. Charlotte.
No. We saw her at the Stag and Dagger. We saw her quite late. She was on quite late.
I don't know what you mean now. I can't think, man. Oh, not the COVID.
No, you picked her out the lineup when we were on our way to Glasgow, and you said, "Oh, such I can't think of her name."
I can't either.
We played with her.
I'll come back.
Chloe, yeah,
she's not doing much now.
She's great pals with doing it. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's not doing much now. She was good. Man.
Mm.
Yeah, pop melody.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Cool. So that's kind of covered like what, why, where. I suppose you'll write yourself and then bring it into the practice room, and I'll get you guys jam it.
What?
50-50, really.
Yeah, it's like that. It's not often I'll write a full song anymore. I did because I had time and I wrote that new one. And I like to kind of leave it. I like to kind of write a bit and then take it in so that we can put together the music with it and not work the music around it. Because sometimes it's like it gives the other guys like the opportunity to make up and create a wee bit like so that I'm not taking complete control of it. Because then it becomes more like a
yes, Austin. Remember that.
It becomes more of a we're putting a bit of music and we're all saying what about that, and then we change it around. It's all almost it's a group input rather than me dictating this is the way it should sound. But we'll generally will do that, and then we get to when we want to record and produce it, then we can decide what will do the best for it to be recorded. You know, it's cool for us to jam it out and see where it goes, and then we can change it at production level.
Quite a lot of the numbers have started with we've just been jamming, and you've plucked the melody because here's Big Head Eddie time now. But Eddie's got this savant ability. I've said this before on the record, and I'll say it again. Eddie has a savant-like ability of plucking a melody out of nowhere. Just don't know how he does it. Generally, I couldn't begin to. I don't know what part of his brain or what of his soul it comes from. I have no idea. But we will just be jamming, just anything, like a funky, ridiculous funky offbeat or something like that, and all of a sudden, Eddie's got a melody and he's got a lyric for it in seconds. Yeah. It's unbelievable how he does it.
I'm like Rain Man.
It's true. Except if you could count cards.
We'd be in Vegas.
We'd be in Vegas.
That should be in the next album, like in like the small print, like quote.
Eddie can't count cards. Yeah,
that's a good song. Eddie can't count. Yeah, you could use that.
Yeah, we're going to keep that. Eddie can't count cards. So a lot of the time, you know,
you can have that.
Time he'll bring a melody.
He's got a full hand of melodies.
He'll bring a melody in quite a lot of time. Quite a lot of time he'll pick a melody up from something that we're all just playing with.
Yeah,
you know. But all the melodies come from him.
It's I mean, and generally sometimes like what Trev's saying, we like to try and put a song together, and then I'll just say words like what you were saying earlier. I like to just say words that it should sound like in there, or the melody will just come naturally, and then I'll go, right, I need to go away and just write this. And sometimes it can take me half an hour, and sometimes it can take me 2 sessions to 3 sessions when we go back and forth. Sometimes the best songs happen so quickly, and it really does. It diversifies. It's just so different every time. The music's all different, so, and that's what makes it addictive and the creativity of it as well.
I think it's that as well. It's kind of it's when you get like, it's that moment of kind of clarity. You get through that, even if it ends up being crap, you know. But the moment of like, you kind of break through that barrier of like try to create something. You finally got something that could be a lyric or it could be a musical idea, and then you go like, oh, check this out.
The thing is with that though, I wouldn't know because we've never made anything crap. So.
Except for that one time.
Except for that one time we made an album. No, man, I'm joking. I mean, I keep getting sidetracked, so I always do this. Man.
That's good. Keeps it fresh for the podcast.
You can edit as much as you want. I'm kind of lost on I'm lost on even where we are now. Where are we?
We were at the what, why, where, when. I think we've kind of gone through that quite a bit now. We've kind of talked about most of those things. I suppose we can kind of talk about when. We've talked about when.
When is more. There's no when really, is there?
Well, when there is a where and when. The where and when is we've got a rehearsal room, a studio room that we practice.
That you've used.
That you've came and had a try at it. So that's where we create our music, and that's where we meet up and we jam there every week, and we put a lot of work in for, especially when gigs are coming up and tours. We can go in there for hours and just practice. But that's where we sometimes or generally write our songs. That's where and when. I mean, but also I generally at home. But songs, literally, I sometimes I'll write a song without a guitar. I'll just be walking around and I'll just start singing it and go, where did that come from? And that part of it is very relative. And I related to what I listened to the Alex Maxwell one he did, and I thought what he said was very good. Sometimes a song can come almost where this is a bit spiritual, but it does come, kind of passes through you, is what he was saying. I can actually really relate to that. Sometimes you go, where the hell did that come from? But
Yeah.
it might take a while, but then when you dig deep and you sing about it more and more, you think that's where it came from. But did it?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You could.
Do you ever struggle to remember writing the song? Because that's something I've found recently. Like, when you try and remember, where were you when you, like, for example, with me, I can't really remember writing Sparkle. I can remember like demoing it, and I can remember playing the chords to the chorus and singing the melody to the chorus while my friend was taking a piss in the toilet. We were jamming, and he went for a piss, and I went da 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 da. I was like, oh, that's quite good. And then he came out. I was like, I think I've got something here. I can remember, but I can't remember like writing the like proper writing out. I can remember bits and pieces coming from, but I can't remember going right. Here's a song and like writing it. I can't. I can remember like two things, which is like sitting down demoing ideas and then that. But
I've got a really bad memory, and Trev would tell you the same. I could not remember. I can't. I've got a problem with remembering people's birthdays, everything, and it's genuine. Like I can't help it. Like I'm always getting grief about. Can you not remember I said? No, I can't. So that question's a hard one for me.
Generally,
things like unless I'm like I find it really hard to remember everything. But what I do because of that, I'll start singing something, then I just voice record it on my phone, and then later on I take it home and I'll sit down and try and piece together what I was trying to achieve, and I'll write it down. And then I've got loads of just, I don't know if you've ever seen Homeland when she's doing her paperwork, and it's just all over the floor. It's everywhere. Sometimes it's just I'm just writing like a crazy maniac. I'm just like, wait, oh no, that, and I'll just put a wee bit over there. That's a different song. That's over there. Sometimes I have those moments, but majority of the time I just do a voice recording on a phone, and then just come back to it and go, and then that's the way I'll probably write most of my lyrics.
Nice. So this takes us on to influences. So what influences you? And it can be absolutely anything. Music, not music. It can be going a walk.
I'm older than you guys, so my influences are like early 90s grunge, really. I was
Pearl Jam.
I was coming up. Probably pick it out on my drumming from that. But Eddie, your influences are Scottish indie rock, really, aren't they? Scottish folk music.
I guess when you say influence, I mean I was influenced to play music by my peers. There was two friends at school who were right into Oasis, and they were playing guitar, and I thought it was cool. But I always found it hard to learn stuff. Like at school, I just didn't pick it up, man. But music just came to me quite natural. So like one of the guys at school I went to, Tatty, he gave me his guitar for the day and said, like, there's a guitar, there's a G chord, crack away at it. And I played that for like a whole day, and I was like, can you give me another one? He's like, not today, Eddie. Tomorrow.
Last year he learned another chord.
And then the next day I got another chord, and then my other mate, Irvin's a really good musician. He wrote down a whole list of chords. I think I told you this before, but he wrote down a whole list of chords for me, and he drew pictures of where to put my fingers. And it was like 17. So
I went away that today.
Yeah, I still use
it. That can go into the songwriting technique section.
In this conversation, you couldn't have two more contrasting musicians than you two. Like you're a trained musician, and Eddie learned in his bedroom with his mate's guitar, and only last year figured out all the chords. It's such a.
I still know. That's actually. I still don't really know what chord. I'm not going to lie about this, man. If you ask me to play at an F or a G, or I play at a G, C, D. If you start asking me anything else, and that's it. I'm a writer. I write for me, and I'm quite selfish that way. But anyway, by the by, the story what I was saying was Irvin gave me this. He drew where to put my fingers, and I took it home. So I learned the chords. I went back to school the next day. See, this has ruined my story. So I went back to school. I went to school the next day, and he said to me, "What? How did you get on with the chord sheet I gave you?" I says, "It was good, but I'm struggling with this H chord. He's like, right, what are you struggling with? I'm like, well, you've seen the size of my fingers. I've got small hands. How am I supposed to get the stretch on to get the pinky down there while I'm barring that and pushing these two up there? And he's like, wait, and I'll just get Tatty and the boys. Eddie's having trouble with the H chord. And they just started laughing, and I was like, I will use try play the H chord then, you know. So yeah, I still can't play the H chord.
Maybe you could.
The funny thing is, and I might get this wrong, but in Germany, in the key of B minor, if you're in the key of B minor, that's written as H. I'm pretty sure.
I knew that. Of course.
I need to check. I need to check this.
I believe that this guy knew that.
Right, I need to remember that. Although I won't, but I will try, just so I can get Irvin back with that one.
Let me see this. Yeah, no, B, German. I think it is. Am I right? Or does it mean B flat? I think it's B flat. H minor. I think it means B flat, or is it? No, it's B minor. I was right. B minor. It is. Right, in Germany, they write a H. Yeah, this is in case you're ever on tour in Germany, and then
when we tour Germany,
yeah.
Yeah. Flex.
See, I didn't ruin your story.
There you go.
I never ruined it. It was still funny. You still got to it.
Jesus.
He's turned into such a diva when we do interviews now. Honestly, he used to be quite happy for me to do all the talking, and now he's had one or two good interviews. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
So
we're influenced by everything around us. Eddie certainly is. I'm certainly influenced by music and films, and I'm certainly influenced by music from when I was in my sort of late teens. But that's not to say I can't pick up an influence from any period. But I think that's where predominantly it comes from in terms of music. I'm quite good at compartmentalizing. I think the difference between films and books and music and artwork and things like that. I think, and I'm not talking for him, but I think Eddie lumps them all in together. Is that right? You take a whole world view of these things.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say you're right. I did get sidetracked as I always do. But I was influenced by the guys at school and my cousin's band. When I was coming up, I was young, and their band called Queerful, and I supported them in Glasgow, the scene. So, but what I got from that was a lot of Scottish music. My influences, because I was playing in the Glasgow scene, and I was the music of that time when I was 16, stuff, a lot of punk, a lot of indie rock. So my influences were a lot of punk and indie rock of that young age. But I listened to, like Trev, I listened to a whole lot of genres. I mean, grew up with a lot of heartbreak music through my mum, and then as I got older, listened to everything, man, just absolutely everything.
Your mum likes a lot of that 50s and 60s, Peggy Lee and that sort of stuff.
She was Joni Mitchell, Tracy Chapman. Right. She loved songwriters, and that's what inspired me when I was young. Like Eric Clapton.
Where I grew up is a massive Afro-Caribbean community. So the flavours where we lived is a lot of ska, a lot of two-tone, a lot of reggae. So I grew up around cousins that were kind of my age and uncles and aunts that were only a few years older than me. So I kind of lumped in with them. And so, it was a lot of madness, and it was a lot of punk, obviously, but a lot of that ska stuff. A lot of two-tone, loads of that. I listen to that now, and I'd love to. That's the sort of stuff I'd like. I listen to. I kind of don't listen to what I play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think I find that a bit odd. I don't. What we play is not the sort of stuff I would listen to, but that's not. It's a bit
kind
weird.
Of similar. It's weird that like with us, I listen to a lot of heavy music. It comes across live maybe a wee bit, and maybe more so the songs that I'm kind of writing now. But like that first EP and then the two singles that we've got, and even some other songs that I'm released, they're not. I wouldn't say they're in that category of like hard rock at all. I mean, Better as Enemies for sure, but the other ones like not. It's more kind of indie, you know. And it's I don't listen to. I mean, I say I do listen to indie music, but not as much as other genres. You know, it just seems to be what I write. You know, what it comes out as.
Absolutely. I don't think we write. I think that's the beauty of them. You have influences, but when you infuse it, or sometimes it can sound nothing like it, but when you infuse it all together, it comes out something different.
What a great word, infuse.
And it's just, yeah, it's. I would never. I don't think I could ever pick up someone else's stuff and just like brutally copy it. I just can't do that.
We just pretend not to copy it.
It's not even that. It's that I couldn't physically do it because I'm not smart enough to do that. And I think I'm kind of glad that I can't play covers. I struggle to learn. I learned one of your covers. I really enjoyed doing it. That's maybe the first time I've actually sat and learned a full cover probably properly.
You struggle with covers, don't you?
Yeah, I can't do
it. That's why it's amazing we've got Running Up That Hill, how we got that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Work so well, because you really struggle with covers.
I just, do you know what it is? I really need to throw myself into the song, and to do that, it'll take me a wee while to need to listen to it a lot, and I need to get into it. I need to like feel it. So what I did with the Running Up That Hill, for example, was I read into it and I read about what the song was about, and it's about basically, which is if I only could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places. It was about a man and a woman wanting to change a man and to be for the day kind of idea, just to see what it's like to be in his shoes, or the other way around, vice versa.
Mm.
I can wait till I can get your song. I had to just break it down and go, do you know what? Like, I can see how the writer feels it. I can see where I could have. There's no film in this camera. No, there is no film in this camera. Wayne,
go home.
Go home.
Right.
You're at it. There is no film in this camera. I get too far sidetracked on.
Cool. There we go. That's it.
Actually,
the thing is with covers, though. The thing is with covers, I think people get mixed up with covers and either like between like a band that would do, I don't know, like a wedding band that will play Summer '69, and they will probably try and play Summer '69 the way that it was released, you know.
Yeah.
But I think when you're an original band and there's a song that you all love and you kind of want to interpret yourself, I think the importance is you interpret it your way, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the importance. So that's where the difference with covers come from. I think whether you're going to do a flat out tribute or you're going to do an interpretation of a piece of music yourself. I think we do that well with Running Up That Hill.
I thought we
keep the flavour of the song. You can't lose the flavour of the song. But we keep it. We've got kind of a bit more of a driving beat, and the synths are replaced by strings and things like that.
Yeah, I like to kind of imagine that it's my song. When I take it.
Do you know what? See, when you played it at King Tut's, like I thought, like when it started, I didn't recognise it instantly until you obviously started singing.
You've got to
lyrics, I was like, it clicked. I was like, oh, it's that song, because I thought it was one of your songs. I was like, is this a new one? But it was great. You opened with it, and it went into the first song in the set. But
it segues really well into the anchor. That's why
it's the same chord sequence, and that worked perfectly. It's the same. It's in the same key. So but I think that's the thing. I think that's what we're just talking about there. I saw when we're going to do a cover, I need to kind of adopt it and think of it as I wrote the song and get my mindset into the writer and make it become mine for that wee moment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm the same, because I haven't, until like lockdown started, I started doing those little live stream things. It was like I'd get people sending requests, and I get quite a few, you know. I thought, oh, it can't be that, you know. I was kind of blissfully ignorant to like learning songs. I thought, oh, it can't be that difficult. It's just a melody and some chords. But like, it's more the lyric. I couldn't get the remembering the lyrics was the first thing, and then sometimes like the chord sequence with singing, like I hadn't experienced that before. Where I was like, I'd learned songs that I knew, but songs that I didn't know. You know, it's when you don't know them. So I sat and listened to them for ages, and like got used to that. You have to like really ingrain them in
You've got to
yourself.
let it absorb into your brain, but you've also got to do that until it's in your head, and so you know it word for word. But then you've got to stop listening to it and playing it your own way. But for me, I can't just go on and play it the way they've done it, because I just feel like it's not authentic. Yeah. I can't enjoy it. So for me, that's why I don't do a lot of covers. I can't. If someone's like, "Can you play that?" I'm like, "Well, no, for like 2 weeks, because I need to sit and play that every day." You know, and if I'd want to do it justice rather than just be like, "Oh, here's that cover of that song," and it's like, nah.
Yeah,
it is a different pressure doing a whole set of covers than doing a set of your original. Entirely different pressure.
We've got a friend who does it for a living, who plays covers, and he's fantastic, really good. But that's different. I mean, he does it. He doesn't write. Yeah, he's just great at it. But for me, I don't know. Maybe one day, but right now it's not in my. It wouldn't be in my mindset to do that.
I know.
Yeah. I would be able. I think I
do enjoy the money.
I think I reckon when I'm 50, 60, I could do backing track easy.
When you're 45,
You'd be one of those tanned Adonises with the gold chain and the shirt open, and L'Amore, that's Amore and all that, you know. Set, man, we brandy on the side with some rocks.
Nice one. So that kind of takes us on to the kind of well, you've sent in the Anchor. Well, more I've found a few recordings of the Anchor early on, on YouTube, and we're going to kind of talk about. It was the one you sent, and then they were kind of finished.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the process of the song from when you first wrote it to you got to the first point of playing it live, which I think, if I get it up here, it is the Harvest Food Festival. That's the first recording of the song. That
2017. Yeah, 2017. Really? Was that at Castle Douglas?
Cool.
What was it? Soulworth Breweries. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Soulworth?
And that's the first time we played it. That's the very first time we played it.
Yeah, it was the first time we played that song.
Cool. Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about like when you got it to that point of playing it? So the process.
Robbie was in the band. So, Robbie came up with a sequence, did he not?
Yeah, I think Robbie came up with the chord sequence. He came up with the idea, and then maybe him and Trev started to jam, and then I would like join in. So that song came about. I was just like, keep playing.
Back into the summer 2017, I think. Yeah, and then we that's right. Yeah, back into the summer 2017, and then did we play it at Electric Fields?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So then definitely. So we probably worked on it all that winter.
Yeah.
It was all that winter, and then it was early into 2018 that you approached Rod Jones to record it, to produce it.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, obviously at that stage it was very early stages of us being a band who were kind of just finding our feet. We were just starting to get decent gigs. We were working hard, but
yeah, we were.
But I mean, we kind of put up trying to manage.
We were doing everything ourselves. We didn't have any help then. We did everything ourselves. So we didn't have any management. We didn't have any bookers, anything like that.
At that stage, it was very early, right?
So energy was maybe diverted. Creative energy was probably used up a bit. So because it was diverted to organisational energy.
So what we've done is we wrote the song. We've done the song The Anchor. I went to Trev and I says, look, I'd really love to record this with a Post Electric Studio. Rod Jones owns the studio. He was Idlewild guitarist, and he's like, I'm kind of familiar with Idlewild. I'm not like. And then you said, actually, you saw a band. Did you not see them support?
I've seen Idlewild.
Rose.
Yeah. some support
Count Crows, yeah.
But Eddie rang me. I was at work. Eddie rang me, and he's expecting me because we were quite tight for money at the time. We had a little pot of money. It wasn't the biggest pot of money, but we had a little pot of money. You know, a little bit over 4 figures, and we were like, okay. You know, and we'd worked hard for that. We'd gigged everywhere, every pub, every Harvest Food Festival, every every school, everything we could get our hands on, just to put some money in the pot.
Or in the sock, all the coppers in the sock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
or in Robbie's little red tin.
Yeah, it's true.
And Eddie rang me and said, you know, I've sent this to Rod Jones, this song, and he really likes it. He really wants to produce it, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and it's going to cost this much. And you was expecting me to say no, weren't you? You was expecting me to say no, we can't afford it.
I think the thing was, it was like I've always loved Idlewild, and the minute I saw the studio, and I was like, I really wanted to record there. It was kind of, I mean, for us, it's as a small band, as I say, it was just like, can we do it? And Trev's like, well, we always talk about it, and then it was like, yeah, let's go for it, because we want to put out the best product that we can.
It's a really nice studio as well. I did a little, in fact, the first EP, we mixed it there. We recorded it elsewhere. We recorded it in a little rehearsal room in Edinburgh and past Leith. But the guy, John, who I did the EP with, he moved into a room at, what's it called? I've just forgotten the name of the studio we're talking about.
Post Electric.
Post Electric, that's the one. I was thinking Electric Fields. I know that Electric was in the name. And
they share an office, so I'm not surprised the name is.
Yeah, so he moved into a thing. So that's when we mixed the EP and then did a recording. So it's a really nice studio. It's really nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Eddie was expecting me to say no because of the money involved, but I could hear in his voice how much he wanted to do it, and he was like, "Listen, this has got to do it." And I'm like, I just went, "Okay."
I think the thing is,
you didn't know what for once in his life he was speechless. Because I went, "Okay," and he was like, "Oh,
we're going to do it."
He had this whole speech lined up about, you know, how he was going to convince me that it's way forward, and I went, "All right," and he was like, "Oh, come up with all that for nothing."
It was a bit of an anticlimax. I mean, it was 5-6 pages at least. So I was like, please just say no for 5 minutes, man. Just hear me out. He's like, no, we're going to do it.
Okay.
No, we did. I mean, we worked really hard to get that song, and that was our first song that we put, our first product, and
the first crossover, wasn't it?
I think it was a really good.
I think it came out really well. Rod, he took a chunk off. He rearranged a few things. He changed the drums. He added some synths.
I mean, we spoke. I think the thing is, the great thing about working with Rod was we got to sit down and say, like, what do you think would happen with this? How would you do that? And he's like, and he's very quite a humble guy, but he's very switched on, and this is in his blood. Like the way he does music, it's just a second nature. He's just so quick, man. Like when it was coming to the recording process, we were just like, we're watching, going, "Wow, this guy's class, man. I'm glad we had this experience." But I think equally, he's probably like, "Wow, I got to work with Tiderays, the best band." And I was like, "Yeah."
I'm really pleased we did it. I'm really pleased we did it. But then on the flip side, I'm equally pleased that we went back and we've gone the route that we have with Circus 16. You know,
I mean, it's not. The thing is, it's been the anchor was it was the right thing. It was the right thing to do for that song.
For the time and the place.
The journey, that journey was perfect. The song, when the process of writing it, as we were talking about at the start there.
Circus 16 wasn't quite open yet anyway, though, was it, at that time?
No. The process of writing that song, you can't do this to my brain, man. The process.
He can't pause and pick up.
Neither can I.
The process of writing that song was Robbie and Trev and Liam. Like at the time, was the band with music was sounding great. We put it together. It was cool. And then I just was like, do you know what, man? I think I've got something for this. I'm going to spill my heart out. And I just went into a nostalgic time zone in my head. I kind of went back in time, and it was almost like, although lyrically it doesn't seem the way, it was kind of like an apology or something, man. But The Anchor was just it was just a song that was really close to my heart. It's about the anchor on the Lyle Hill up in Gourock, and it's just for me, it was probably one of my most heartfelt songs on the album.
It definitely comes across when you listen to it. And you can hear it in the because I learned it for that little thing we did, the little live stream thing, and
that was good.
You can. I mean, listening to it and learning it, it's definitely one of the most heartfelt songs on the album as well.
I was going back in my mind to a time when I was at my most unhappiest and I was thinking about a time when I was at my happiest, and it was very, as I say, it was nostalgic, but it was also, and that's what I was saying about getting lost. You can get lost in that for a while. So for a long while, I was getting lost in my music. I was really self-indulging in a bad way of getting stuck in that mood. But yeah, The Anchor was the outcome, so it was worth it. To me, it was worth it because I don't listen to it in that way unless I'm in that mindset. I try not to get into that mindset anymore. But yeah, it's a song that's close to my heart, and
cool.
The band, I think we've done it justice.
Yeah, it's really great. Let's have a listen to I can screen share it just now. We'll have a listen to the recording in the 2017 Food Festival.
Broken words left unspoken. You let me down. Your heart's left open. Scream and shout from the anchor above your house. Then look across the water. I've been thinking of don't know why I see what I see. Some days I'll dream and I'll sleep, but not tonight. Remember when you told me how you will again. Hold me now. Whoa, I've been lost, I've been crushed, I've been shot, and I love that the way you worked out across the distance, all the resistance, the memories of your eyes. I never dreamed out, I should have screamed out. I never thought I'd be the one to let you down. You never know until you go. That's what they told me. I'll never be alone tonight. I'll sleep alone. Tonight I'll sleep alone. Remember when you told me how you hold me now. I'm screaming, can you hold
seen that. I don't think I've seen that full clip before. I've seen smaller clip. But...
So people clapped at that as well.
Yeah,
it changed. It changed a lot between that and the final version became.
Yeah,
that was Rod's influence.
Absolutely. I mean, well, the thing was when we went to the studio. The thing is, when you go there, it's like, what do you want this to sound like? And it's like, well, it's like you kind of want it to be more radio friendly. You want it to be more the word poppy we use again, but also using influences. I mean, influences Idlewild. I've always loved Idlewild, and I was like, well, I'm working with the main man. I just want to Idlewilded up a bit. So he was like, well, you need to do this. You need to go and work on that, work on this. So what we did is we had a day in the studio. We just went. We had an extra day where we would say, right, we're going to take this song apart, and give us the help for the influence of like saying, like, this is what you should do if you want that. It's up to you guys. Do this. And then so we stripped it apart, gave us some ideas. Like, why don't you try that? Why don't you try that? And yeah, it was just a really cool. It was a great experience, and it was a great learning curve for us. We learned a lot from using Hotel Electric Studio and working with Rod. So we learned a lot, man.
It taught us how to talk to producers.
Yeah,
it taught us
what we needed to do.
Yeah, I think before that, because we'd worked with Dave before that, and we wasn't sure how to get our message across, and we always, I don't know if we were maybe a bit nervous or a little bit reluctant to voice an opinion and just say, you know, well, this is the song and this is how it's done. And working with Rod, he was, no, that's not how it works. You know, I will chuck a load of ideas at you. I will say to you, I think this works better. But it's your song. If you don't want that, then that's how, you know, that's not how we do it. So there was quite a few ideas that he threw at us and quite a few changes, and one or two I don't think you liked and we didn't go with, but the majority we did, you know, but one or two we didn't go with. And that's helped us. Now we're now working with Circle 16. Now we've got a better relationship. Not that we had a bad relationship to begin with. Now we've got a different sort of relationship with working with those guys, because we're more confident in the direction that we want to get. Like Eddie said, more confident in what direction we want. And I think that confidence transfers to them as well. So they're confident in, that we know what we want. So they're happy that we know what we want. And even when they do make suggestions, and even when they do make suggestions and they do want to make changes, and we all say yes or no wherever it is, no one's ever going to walk away going, oh, so I think that was... Everyone knows that the decision's being made for the good of the song.
Yeah. I think the thing was, as we say, we went into that, we said, like, he says, what's your influence and where do you want to take it? And that's what we said, Idlewild, and this is the sound we want. And kind of want to push it. And it wasn't like kissing or anything. It wasn't like, oh, we want it because we were here with you. It's because that's why I wanted to work there in the first place, you know. They were a huge influence on me as I growing up, and I think the rest of the guys quickly got on board when they realised that, right, actually this is really cool. But also we learned a lot from that track as well, going on to other tracks where we had to work on what we had to do.
Without the anchor, there was no pattern.
Yeah, the anchor was a great starting point, so therefore it became exactly the track says. It was an anchor. It was a start as well. It was a great start to the album.
Yeah. Let's have a listen to the finished version now.
Broken words were left unspoken. You let me down. Your heart's left open. And shout from the anchor above your house. Then look across the water. I was thinking of a better day. I don't know why I see what I see. Sometimes I'll dream when I sleep, but not tonight. Remember when you told me how they told me I'll never be alone. Tonight I'll sleep alone. Tonight I'll sleep alone. Remember when you told me how we will never be alone again. Hold me now, hold me now. Whoa, hold me now, hold me now. Hold on, hold on, hold on to me. Hold on to nothing. I'm screaming, I'm screaming. Hold on, hold on. I left you on the stair. You told me how we will never be alone again. Hold me now, hold me now. Hold on, hold on, hold
There we go.
Yeah. Big difference.
That still holds up. That's 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago that we recorded. Just about, I think, yeah, it was 2 years ago. We recorded that.
I still like the original better. Nah, the thing is, the track when we first, it's funny. The track when we first wrote it, we were listening to a lot of Bon Iver, if you like, and the guitarist Robbie at the time, he's a massive Bon Iver fan as well. It was very much more. There was a lot more room, and it was a bit more ambience. It was. You heard it live. It sounded a wee bit rocky still, even at the Silwath gig. But yeah, it was. There was a lot more room, and it was echoey, reverby. And we changed. We went in a different direction after the
It's
anchor.
a bit faster as well. Like it's a bit.
Yeah,
I guess that's the
he
thing.
notched it up 10, I think.
We wanted to play gigs where it was going to make people move a bit more. And the music video and the track there, that set the boundary. It started us off. It was a basis.
But then look at the way it's evolved now, isn't it? Because that breakdown is a whole bit in itself now, isn't it? That breakdown. There's a bass and the fiddle now. And the fiddle come in now, and it takes over.
Yeah,
it's a nice interlude, you know.
Well, that's the thing. You can mess around with these things live, absolutely.
We talked about that with Rod live. Rod, when we were recording it, and we said, "How are we going to do this live?" He said, "I don't care."
He said, "It doesn't matter."
It doesn't matter.
Because I was like, I would like some synth, so actually we put a wee bit of synth in, and it gave it that nice. It filled the gaps. It was kind of nice. It made it a bit eerie. Those sounds, you know, and it was cool. Also, Robbie, who we play with, he played keys. He played everything. So I was like, yeah, we could do it eventually if we need to. But what Rod says, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. But you play live. You play it differently live.
I missed it.
No, I mean. So anyway, in the music video. That's what I'm telling you, man. So anyway, the video. We're going to talk about the video. This is what. So the video was shot by Rory Barber Fleming, who shot basically all of our videos.
I'm going to kill you.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, mate. Missed the shuttle thing.
Oh well. I just realised as well. Oh, the shuttle's gone off. Oh well.
Aye.
When's it flying over? You'll be able to see it at
11:32 or something. 11. When's it flying over? 11:20.
11:20. Cool. I'll have a look then.
The video was shot at a friend of ours' hotel, and also up at the Sol. I think it was maybe Sol. Where was the video shot? Is it Solway, Trev? Paul Willimon. Yeah, it was. So the video was shot at Paul Willimon up at the beach there, and the girl was she does a lot. She has an acting academy in Dumfries. The same acting academy where we got the kids to come and do the parallel video.
Yeah.
So it's her. It's her. She's the girl who has the acting academy, and she's a family member of Trev. So yeah, she's done a good job. The dog with her, and what Rory wanted to create was the shadows and the darkness, just to give it that edge of just emotion, which kind of grasped it. And then we took on to the pub where I sunk a lot of whiskey to try and get over the fact that I had fucked everything up. And I was like, do we have to keep doing these shots of whiskies? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, I'm working tomorrow, right? He's like, get on, Ed, one more. And I'm like, all right, one for the roads. eight Balvenies down, and you're like, jeez. It was good. Liam was the barman, and it was cool, man. Robbie and Trevor in the background.
What bar was it? Did you just say there? What was the bar?
It was a Kinmount. It was a Kinmount hotel. It's on the way to. It's kind of on the way. It's out, just heading out of Dumfries as your way on your way to Annan. So a wee hotel called the Kinmount Hotel. And they're friends of ours, and they said we could use it. They were really good to us. The owners, Dougie and Carol, they let us kind of take over the bar and do our thing, and we stayed and had a couple of beers afterwards. And yeah, it was great, man. It's cool. It's kind of. It was so nostalgic. I mean, it was just the song, the video. It was kind of like trying to get in the mind frame and the mindset when I wrote the song, and it's good, man. I think Rory done the video justice. It was great.
Yeah, it's a really great video. So, like, what's next then for Tiderays after lockdown?
After I'm going to get over the fact that I missed the SpaceX launch.
Yeah.
Are you going to go over it though?
I'm not going to go over it. And you and I are going to have a conversation you're not going to like the end of when we see each other next. Man, I don't know. Everyone's up in the air at the moment. All of our gigs for the year. I know we missed it. See, my wife's just come out. She's mad at you as well, Austin. You met her, man. You don't tangle with Angeline.
No,
you
you
know
don't.
Man.
You don't.
So basically, what's next for Tiderays is I'm looking for a drummer who's not dead. One who's alive who can make a loud noise.
What's next? Unfortunately, we've had everything cancelled.
Yeah.
The only thing we've still got on the books is in October.
Well, I'm going to do that gig.
Yes, he's doing gigs with Discovery Music. Eddie's doing gigs in the Gaffs on the 23rd of June. We're going to try and do it so all of us. We're going to see if we can work it out. If not, Eddie's going to do it himself.
Radio things.
We got a few. We run the radio tomorrow with Black Diamond, and then Cam Glen on Monday, and then obviously this podcast. Oh, you do live? Okay. So in terms of gigs, man, nobody knows, do they? We've had everything cancelled, and luckily, festival-wise, the festivals that cancelled us, they booked us again for next year. That's so we're lucky in that respect.
I think what's next for us is when this all goes over, hopefully we'll get on the road, we'll play as many gigs as we can, have a great time, and make more music, and hopefully a second album. That's the dream.
But in the short term, we got a song ready to go. Yeah, we're just waiting for the nod from Circa 16, and we're going to get in and start tracking on the short term.
Yeah. I wrote that song Hope. So we're going to record that hopefully soon and do a video. We've been on the blower. We've been speaking to Rory and Dave over at the studio. So it's almost a go. Just waiting for the thumbs up from the government. We're going to crack on with that video and track. Make a nice pop number for you.
Yeah, nice. Seems to be the theme of the day. Pop is the way to go.
It is.
Well, it's more.
Pop
it's more.
pays the rent, it seems.
I think it's just a song that's probably a bit less. What would you say?
Oh, now I've missed the rocket landing as well.
Fuck me, man.
I missed the booster landing.
I missed my booster landing, mate. For fuck's sake.
This is staying in, man. This is staying in the podcast.
Comedy gold, man. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's probably less. I'm trying to find the word. I can't find it.
Oh, we're on the wrong side of history, boys.
Without saying poppy all the time, I'm trying to say that the song Hope is less.
It's not our usual direction. It's certainly not lyrically. It's our usual direction. It is poppy. It is 100% pop. It's quite cheesy as well, but in a nice way, not in a schmaltzy way. It's quite
schmaltzy.
It's not schmaltzy. No. It's not. I'll be your baby. It's. Listen. It's a song of. Listen. We'll get through this. We'll get through this together.
It's a song about basically just trying to be there for one another and support each other. Hopefully we'll get it done soon.
Yeah, cool. I think we'll wrap it up there. It's been great chatting to you guys again and seeing you, and we'll get.
Good to see you, man. Really good to see you. We missed you, pal.
Yeah. Miss you guys too.
We'll look forward to catching up and getting a beer.
We missed you since your haircut, anyway.
I know. I think you've seen the haircut. You've seen the.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Have we seen it in the flesh?
Yeah, you.
I have anyway.
You came to the gig at the.
Oh yeah, the coach and also good night.
Yeah, it was good night.
Yeah.
I think you're looking grand, looking dapper, son, looking dapper. Anyway, you've ruined the sign off again, Trev.
It's fine. I can edit it. It's fine.
Listen, I'll decide.
You'll decide. Right. Okay. Let me do.
Right, man. No, thanks for having us, Austin.